It has been a quiet deadline day for the Reds, and I think we all accepted that. We are top of the league and dominating the Champions League, so extra changes are not necessary. However, Liverpool are still hit with some positive news as they are set to receive a large windfall. We will discuss this in today's video, whilst also talking over the latest Liverpool news from the last 24 hours. There is so much to discuss in today's video. So, as always, make sure you like the video and subscribe to the channel for more Liverpool content. But first, Liverpool are confident Trent Alexander-Arnold has avoided serious injury after being forced off at Bournemouth, though they await the results of a scan. Alexander-Arnold had to be replaced midway through the second half in Saturday's 2-0 win, having complained of discomfort in his upper leg. The club have arranged a scan to determine the severity of the problem, which will take place on Monday following a day off for the squad after the game. According to the Liverpool Echo's Paul Gorst, while the Reds await the final verdict, there is confidence that the England international won't be subjected to a lengthy layoff. That comes as a big boost given Alexander-Arnold's importance to the side and the relentless fixture list Arne Slot and his squad are facing. Conor Bradley is now expected to start against both Tottenham in the Carabao Cup and Plymouth in the FA Cup this week, with it seeming likely that Liverpool will target next week's Merseyside derby for the return of their number 66. Academy right-back Isaac Mabaya could even be considered for the fourth-round tie at Plymouth, while Joe Gomez and Jarell Quansah are other more senior options. Liverpool could confirm the results of Monday's scan through local journalists later in the day, though an update may be more likely to arrive on Tuesday. Alexander-Arnold had endured a difficult afternoon up against winger Antoine Semenyo and left-back Milos Kerakes prior to his injury at Dean Court. It was a similar tale to that seen in the 2-2 draw at home to Man United in January, with opponents targeting Liverpool's right-back by doubling up on him. But there remains no question over his world-class quality, so much so that there are genuine fears of losing Alexander-Arnold to Real Madrid at the end of the season. While Real attempted to sign the 26-year-old in the winter transfer window, approaches were immediately rebuffed, but with his contract set to expire in the summer, they are free to negotiate terms as of January 1st. Liverpool remain hopeful of tying down Alexander-Arnold, Virgil van Dijk and Mohamed Salah to new deals, though there appears less confidence the right-back will commit. In some huge Liverpool news, Liverpool are set to receive a large windfall as former Liverpool midfielder Bobby Clark's big money switch to Salzburg has not panned out as hoped, with the youngster set to move again on deadline day. Clark was the first of two players to follow Pep and Linders from Liverpool to Salzburg in the summer, and he looks set to be the second of those two to swiftly depart. With Linders sacked in December, the 19-year-old came off the bench in new coach Thomas Lecce's second game in charge, but was then left out entirely in the 2-1 cup loss to Lask on Sunday. That comes ahead of an expected transfer on deadline day, with BBC Sport among those to report that Swansea are one of the sides interested in a loan deal. Derby and Hull have also been linked from the Championship along with Rangers, while in the summer there was interest from Sheffield United, Norwich, Leeds, Coventry and Celtic. While it is likely a move Clark would be pushing for, an early exit from Salzburg will certainly be disappointing given how big a leap it was from the teenager. As well as making an £8.5 million profit, Liverpool agreed a 17.5% sell-on clause as part of their deal with Salzburg, while they also negotiated first refusal if the Austrian side do sell their number 10. This means Liverpool could be set to receive nearly 20% of the fee Clark is sold for. For example, if Clark is sold for $20 million, that's just under £4 million to the Reds for free. Neither will be actionable when it comes to a loan move, of course, and there is no indication that Arne Slot would be looking to re-sign Clark in the future. The youngster missed any chance of involvement in pre-season under Slot due to injury, with Trey Noni and later James McConnell among those to benefit from chances in his midfield this campaign. What do you make of this? Let me know down in the comments. Before we get into the next story, please make sure you like the video and subscribe to the channel for daily Liverpool content. Thank you, let's get back into the video. In other news, James McConnell is set to stay at Liverpool despite widespread interest in a loan deal on deadline day, with Arne Slot deciding he is too important to leave. McConnell had attracted inquiries from a number of clubs ahead of Monday's transfer deadline, with Blackburn, Swansea and Derby among the sides interested. The midfielder is certainly ready for senior football and proved as much with an outstanding display and defeat to PSV Eindhoven in the Champions League last week. After that 3-2 loss, Slot admitted his uncertainty over whether or not to keep McConnell as part of his squad, given his admiration for the youngster, or allow him to gain further starting experience elsewhere. But according to the Athletic's James Pearce, the decision has now been made for the 20-year-old to stay as part of Liverpool's first team. He will remain within the senior setup and likely feature more prominently in the second half of the season, though more opportunities for game time should come with the U21s too. McConnell was not in the squad for the 2-0 win at Bournemouth on Saturday, which demonstrates the strength and depth within Slot's midfield, but he could return for both cup fixtures this week. Liverpool host Spurs in the second leg of their Carabao Cup semi-final on Thursday night before a trip to Championship side Plymouth in the FA Cup on Sunday. It remains to be seen whether the call to retain McConnell will affect fellow midfielder Tyler Morton, who has hinted at his desire to leave in pursuit of regular first-team football. Morton was subject of interest from a number of clubs in the summer, including Bundesliga champions Bayer Leverkusen, but Liverpool rejected loan offers. Two players who are closing in on moves away from Anfield before the 11 p.m. deadline are Jadon Danns and Kaidi Gordon. Danns is expected to join Sunderland on loan, while Gordon will spend the remainder of the campaign with Portsmouth, having seen his initial season-long spell at Norwich cut short. Liverpool have already sanctioned a new loan for Calvin Ramsey, who has joined Kilmarnock after a failed stint at Wigan, while Marcelo Pitaluga, Fluminense, and Tom Hill, Harrogate, have left on permanent deals. Finally, the 44-year-old has therefore ended his third stint in charge of a senior side, having also taken in spells of varying degrees of success at Rangers and then Aston Villa. His decision to move to the Middle East came under great scrutiny, and there is understandable intrigue over a sudden exit, one that came on mutual agreement with Al-Ettifaq. According to The Athletic, Gerrard has been joined in vacating his post by 4 of his support staff, with assistant Michael Beale, technical coach Tom Coleshaw, and analysts Ray Sherwood and Jonathan Robinson also exiting. Al-Ettifaq have, however, offered to retain the services of goalkeeper coaches John Achterberg and Andy Firth, as well as fitness coach Jordan Milsom. All 7 of those coaches previously held roles at Liverpool, with there no indication that any of Coleshaw, Sherwood, or Robinson will return, and certainly not Beale, who has embarked in senior management in recent years. The Athletic's report details the growing frustrations Gerrard felt in charge at Al-Ettifaq, offsetting the £15 million a year salary he earned in Dammam. Slowly, the excitement at Al-Ettifaq began to fade as the money dried up and the competition grew fierce, it is explained. This comes after a promising first transfer window that saw Jordan Henderson, Gini Wijnaldum, Demarai Gray, Jack Hendry, and Moussa Dembele arrived last summer, with a more modest outlay ever since. Gerrard began to fall out of love with the project and had engaged in lengthy talks over his future at different periods of his tenure as his frustration around the squad building process grew. The report adds that, upon agreeing to take charge, more important than his own financial security was just how much he would have to spend on assembling a team capable of finishing high up the SPL table. But the growing realization that Al-Ettifaq could not compete with the state-backed sides Al-Ittihad, Al-Ahli, Al-Hilal, and Al-Nassr began to grind him down. Unfortunate it didn't work out for Stevie G, however he's still a young coach and has shown he can be a solid manager like when he was in Scotland with Rangers. Let's hope he can pick himself back up and get back into coaching at the right level. But that is all for today, thank you for watching, I hope you enjoyed. If you did, please like the video and subscribe to the channel for daily Liverpool content. Thank you, I'll see you in the next video.